keto bread or carnivore bread is a thing now apparently, and you can make it out of cottage cheese and egg whites. So we're going to give it a go. We've never done it before. We're going to see what it's like, and there's no carbs in it, so let's get going. Right, so let's have a look at our ingredients, shall we? What we've actually got here.
It's a very big recipe.
We've got a tub of natural cottage cheese there. There's 300 grams in there. And we've also got 6 egg whites. You've split the egg whites. Now, the Americans do this and they use egg white protein powder. But we haven't got that, have we?
No.
And we don't know if you can get that in the UK. So that's why we've done it with the eggs. So what are you going to do first?
We're just going to whisk them.
So in with the 6 eggs. And whisk it up until apparently it's soft peak, Sharon.
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. That's our soft peaks. Now, our cottage cheese, we're going to need to... Is it how smooth is it, Sharon? Because they say they blend it up, don't they?
We'll just tip it because it's a cup of each.
Yeah, we want a cup of that then. So we're going to tip that into our little measuring cup. And it's naturally a sort of a gloopy, lumpy consistency. So they do say that you need to obviously blend that as well. So I think the way we're going to do this is just blend that in another bowl. Now, a lot of people put it in a food processor, Sharon. So I don't think we need to get out all that equipment. No. We just want to use the one piece of equipment that what we have got here, haven't we? So we're just going to try and make that smooth. Right, so we're not going to go much further than that. It would be a lot smoother if you did use a blender, but we're going to go along with that. Now we're just going to literally combine the two. And you've just got to literally fold that in, folks. You don't want to beat the air out of it. You just want to make sure you get everything incorporated. Okay, so we're going to do this in our kasori oven. The reason being is because it's apparently it really rises, Sharon, doesn't it?
Hopefully.
So there's a very good chance that if you've done it in the air fryer, it might touch the element, which you don't want. And we're going to go on the bake setting. We're going to do it for 180 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. But we're just going to turn it on, and that will now preheat for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we can put it in the air fryer.
And now I've got to look for a pot to put it in.
Right, so you found this silicone tin, Sharon, and we're just gently going to place it in the silicone tub. There we go, and just literally just give it a little tap, tap, tap. I want to try and get the air out of it, baby. Just give it a little tap down there. That's it. Get it in the centre. Go on.
You don't want all the air out. You want the fluffiness.
No, I mean you don't want no big air pockets in there. That's what we don't want, isn't it? Right, the air fryer is just said add food, so the warming process has now happened. And all we're going to do is place that in the bottom. Like that.
I feel like we're making meringue.
Put it on. I know, it looks like a meringue, doesn't it? And that should now start cooking for 30 minutes. So we will keep an eye on it. That's the benefit of having an air fryer with a glass door, folks. You can just open it up and have a quick look as well. So we haven't actually practiced this. We've looked at a couple of videos and there's been mixed results, Sharon. Sometimes it looks good.
Will it be? I don't know.
Sometimes it doesn't look good. And we think that most of the problems have occurred because they don't seem to have let it cook for long enough. So what temperature got it on? 180. We will be keeping a watchful eye on it, and if it does start to brown on the top pretty quickly, we will drop it down in temperature and cook it low and slow.
And I don't think an air fry, the fan might be too strong and it'll fly everywhere. So
not unless you've got the Turbo Blaze air fryer, because the Turbo Blaze, when you press the bake setting on that, the fan speed actually lowers. So that's one of the benefits of having the Turbo Blaze from Kasori. Anyway, we're going to carry on in this because this one's going nice and slow at the moment, and we'll come back to you when we think it's done. Right, Sharon, we've only been on for
8 minutes.
8 minutes so far, and we're looking in there now, and it's already browning off the top, folks. So I got a feeling, Sharon, this is where most other people go wrong. They leave it up too high for the 30 minutes. The top cooks and the middle bit doesn't. So should we take it down in the temperature?
So when I'm doing meringue, you cook it really low.
Yeah,
for like hours.
What do you reckon, 150?
Yeah.
Right, let's drop it down to 150 degrees, folks. There we go. So we're going to try that. And as I say, other people cook it at around 180 for the half an hour. And I've always seen it, whenever they've taken it out, they've poked it and the middle bit's not been done. But they let it cool down and then carve it, and it obviously isn't done properly. So hopefully we can solve that problem.
Different, wasn't it?
And let's have a look when it's done. So we'll come back to you folks when it's done. Okay, Sharon, we done a little test on it after half an hour.
Yeah.
And it still looked like it needed doing more after we lowered the temperature, didn't we? After about 9 minutes in, wasn't it?
Yeah, we turned it down.
We then put it on a lot lower again, down to 130 degrees.
And for another 15 minutes.
So in all, it's had just under an hour.
Yeah.
So let's have a little look at it. I must say, looking at that now, we have had it out, folks, but
it's shrunk.
it has shrunk, but that looks a lot better than the ones I've actually seen, although it still feels like a meringue, doesn't it?
Do you know what? It smells like a meringue too.
So don't forget, this is supposed to be what you call cloud bread. So we thought to get it cooler quicker, we was going to turn it out. Now again, we don't know what it's going to be like. Well, it looks very meringue, doesn't it? See how it wobbles, folks? Look, we're hoping that's going to dry out a bit.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted to turn it over. But as you can see there, don't forget that's been in for an hour. And although the top's lovely and brown, that feels very, very spongy. But we're going to leave it like that, eh?
I was just going to say, should we put it back in upside down?
Well, you could do, I suppose.
It's defeating the object then, isn't it, really?
Well, it's supposed to be a bread substitute, isn't it? So really, I think we could do with doing that upside down. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah?
Yeah. So just wipe that out because there's a bit of a condensation in there, isn't there? Again, we're trying to find out why the other people have made the mistakes, folks. So we're going to try and lift it in one go. And just plop it back in there. I know it's a bit of a faff, but we've seen so many people do this and it's come out the same, but other people have done it and it looks perfect. So
Let's give it 130. We'll take it down to 15.
take it down to 15. I don't think you need
And
it.
should we put it up?
Now take the temperature
Sorry.
up to 150, 160.
155, we'll go in the middle.
Go in the middle. Right. Take the pre off. So we're going to try that, folks. We're just winging it,
We are.
but we want it to work at some stage to look like bread so that it can cut it. At the moment, it looks like a blinking meringue, doesn't it? A jelly meringue.
I can film myself buying some strawberries.
Okay, that's the extra 15 minutes, folks. It's dried out, but it's still got a very meringue consistency. Let's tip it out onto that board, shall? And that'll give it a good chance to dry off because that silicone is holding the moisture in. Well, it looks a bit better
Turn
than.
it round because that's where the heat's been.
Yeah, it looks a bit better than the ones I've seen on YouTube, Sharon. So we'll just give it a rest now, folks. We're going to let that cool off because it's still quite hot.
It smells like
It does smell like meringue, I know it does,
And I
yeah.
love meringue.
So
I've never had meringue without sugar, so this could be a new experience.
we'll see if it firms up. But the other side does look probably one of the best ones I've seen on YouTube, Sharon.
But if you look at it, you think it's a bit crunchy and you think, add sugar in it.
I know.
But the texture, it's amazing, really.
Yeah, right, well, we'll just turn it over, let it cool right off, and then we'll give it a carve and see if it is actually cloud bread, what people say it is, Sharon.
Yes, I can't wait to have a look in this, actually. I'm a bit excited about this one.
Well, it's cooled off. It's deflated a bit, Sharon.
A bit like how I feel looking at it.
It's
deflated.
cloud bread, whatever you want to call it. It's not like a proper loaf of bread, I'll be honest with you. As you can see, it's sunk. It's quite dense, actually. Although it feels light, it feels quite dense and it feels like a meringue.
I smell meringue smell. But it's
Yeah.
also got smell of something. Is it a bready smell?
I don't know, Sharon. Right, let's cut it open. Let's see if we can butter a bit of it. Let's taste it and see what it turns out like. Right, so this is it. Let's have a little cut. I'll cut an end off first, just so we can have a look. It sounds all right, listen.
Sounds like bread, yeah.
Oh, when the knife goes through, it's very, very soft. Oh, it's like a meringue, isn't it? Oh, hello. Let's have a look.
Just put that on there.
I don't know if you can call it bread, Sharon.
That's meringue.
Let's cut another slice. Let's spin it round it.
Perhaps you need that egg white powder, Martin. The
Well, no,
powder.
egg whites is egg white, Sharon, isn't it?
Well, is there something else in that protein
when they
powder?
when they use egg white powder, they use a cup of water to create egg whites. Literally, you reconstitute it. So let's just cut that bit off. See, look, it's not really cutting all that well, is it? And don't forget, this has had an hour and a half cooking.
I'm just thinking,
What?
put a piece under the grill.
Well, we can try and toast a bit afterwards, but it doesn't really want to spread either, look. Although we got it on there. We got it on there, baby. Let's see if we can do that little bit there as well. Look. As you can see, it's you can't spread it, look. It's not like what I've seen on the other YouTube videos at all. Well, it is actually, but they don't show you doing this sort of
There was
stuff.
a lot of fouls on this, wasn't there?
Hell of a lot of fouls, yeah, and I can see why. And the ones that we have seen that have succeeded, we've only seen it in short, Sharon, haven't we? Short videos. Right, let's have a little taste. Right, let's give it a go. What bit do you want? You get with that bit. You got the thick, the crusty bit. Let's have a little taste.
Butter's nice.
It's not bready, really.
Just the wrong texture. Cut me another piece off.
Right.
And I'm just going to stick it under the grill and see what happens. Tell you what.
What?
It wouldn't fill you up. That's 6 eggs there, 6 egg whites.
6 egg whites, that's right.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of protein there.
I'm not going to get the smell of toast, am I? That's for sure.
Yeah. No.
It's for peak.
It's not toast really, folk, but we'll try this and we'll come back to you in a second. Wait there. I don't think it's really firmed up a lot either.
No.
Is it? That one, I don't know what's happened with this one. The edges are browned off, but the actual middle bit ain't. Right, okay. Don't forget, this has been in the toaster, so it is hot, but it's not really, it's not working, is it? Try a bit on that one there. No way can you call this a bread. There's no way you can call that a bread. There's nothing binding it together, is there?
No.
Right, go on in. Try that bit. Yeah, cut that bit in half. Go on in, see if that's made it any better.
Let's put plenty of butter to give it flavour.
It's not bread, is it?
I won't make this again.
No. Definitely, what you've got to remember is there's 6 eggs. We had to sacrifice 6 eggs in there, haven't we? It hasn't changed the colour. The middle bit hasn't changed colour at all, Sharon, has it?
Could have made a lovely meringue.
No.
The cottage cheese definitely comes
You
through.
can taste the cottage cheese, yeah. But as for calling it bread, cloud bread, no way.
I'll tell you what, that's one dense cloud.
Won't be doing that again. That's not a replacement for bread.
No.
So there you go. We've tried the recipe using a cup of cottage cheese, 6 egg whites, large eggs, egg whites, and other people do it with an egg white powder, and they also add a cup of water to make the obviously the egg whites.
Do you know what?
Right.
What that cost? We could have bought about 3 loaves of bread.
Yeah, but as I say, it's not a bread substitute, folks. So
No.
we've seen plenty of videos on it, and it looked interesting because I've seen people pull it apart and eat it like a loaf of bread. Well, you just see what we've done there. I don't think they've been telling the full story, to be honest with you. There needs another ingredient in there to bind it together, because that is definitely not bread. Anyway, that is a fail in my book. So if you've seen that cloud bread done with these ingredients and it looks like it's been successful, I don't believe
Or
it.
if you've done it yourself and you've done it correct, let us know what we've done wrong.
Yeah, don't forget that's been on for an hour and 15 minutes at a lower temperature, and we had to put it on the lower temperature because obviously the ones we have seen have all been burnt on top and they've all been squidgy in the middle.
And some have really rose, haven't they, as well? They're massive, but then there's your others which look like that.
Yeah. Anyway, that looks impressive, but it ain't. So don't worry about that. Don't bother doing that one if you will. We're going to look for another recipe. We'll bring it to you if we can. This is a viral recipe, this one. It's gone viral and everyone seems to be making it and boasting about it, but it don't work. Not in our eyes anyway. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that, Sharon. Thanks very much.
I didn't.
Hope to see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.
Bye.